Hi, my name is Stetson and I am running for president. We hear these words often, but do we really know what it takes to actually obtain the highest office in the land? Today I'm going to educate you on the process of becoming president, from the mountains of paperwork to the general election in November. In America, we often view the president as the leader of the free world, and all Americans should know how one assumes this power. So maybe one day, someone in here can become the president themselves. Through all presidents America has had, one thing is clear. Becoming president is both jumping through hoops and appealing to voters. The way most campaigns begin is by filing formal paperwork with the FEC, or the Federal Election Commission. However, theoretically, you can run for president without filing any paperwork. For almost all candidates, there are a number of forms to fill out. The FEC handles most of this paperwork and is the only prelim paperwork a candidate must fill out if they spend more than $5,000. Once the forms are filled out, a candidate hits the ground running, sparks up interest, and garnering for donations. The campaign trail is where candidates try to win the hearts of voters and lay out ideas for policy and goals. Popular places to go are state fairs, town halls, conferences, and cities. During this time, each political party holds what they call primary debates. These debates are where members of the same party, all running for the president, all get together and debate their policies. This election cycle, a lot of the hot topics are healthcare, immigration, and gun reform, and climate change. In recent debates, there have been as many as 10 candidates on one stage at a time. The paperwork doesn't end with the prelim forms. Every month, quarterly reports are required, and it's on expenditures and income. And if a candidate is independent, they must work with each state individually to petition to get their name on the ballot. In the spring of the year of the election, both parties hold primary elections and caucuses. These events are open to members of each party, but each state is different in how they run their primaries. Say, in North Dakota, a Republican cannot vote for a Democrat in their primary. But in a state like Ohio, it's open voting, where you can vote across party lines. Caucuses are a little different. That is a large meeting of delegates where they have different groups for each candidate running. So right now we'll take the Democrats, for example. There would be a Joe Biden group, a Kamala Harris group, and a Pete Buttigieg group, for example. And all of those groups would try to coalesce into one big group, and a number of delegates would be awarded representative of that group. After these elections and caucuses, the national conventions take place. This is one hoop the independent candidates are glad to skip over. Each party has their own convention, and their main goal is to nominate one candidate to run for president. Other things that go on during this convention time is political speeches, parties, and business meetings. After these conventions is the final campaign trail and the presidential debates. The candidates tend to spend a lot of time in the key battleground states such as Ohio, Wisconsin, Florida, and Pennsylvania. The way an American president is elected is through the Electoral College, where each member of Congress has one vote for who they want to be president. And typically, members of Congress vote how their state does. As we can see here, this is how states are projected to vote in 2020. With the key battleground states being Arizona, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Florida. All of these states are going to be key in each of the candidates' way to get to the presidency. Let's look at Trump's plan for re-election. All of the originally Republican states need to vote for Trump, and they cannot falter. This includes very much a toss-up state, Ohio and Arizona. Trump must win Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Florida, and North Carolina, along with Nebraska's independent state. Otherwise, he does not receive the 270 votes necessary to win the presidency. The Democrats' plan, no matter who it is, this will be their plan. They need all Democratic leaning and predominant states, including the states of Nevada, New Mexico, where Trump is going to try and make a resurgence. Then if any Democrat wins Wisconsin, North Carolina, and all of Maine's independent districts, they can basically win the presidency without having to win Pennsylvania or Florida. If Trump loses North Carolina, the Democrats have a free reign to take over the presidency in 2020. After all this work just to become president, then the candidate that wins actually has to fulfill their duties. Often presidents work twice as hard to be as president than they did to become president. 44 men have held the highest office in the land, and in 2020 we may have our 45th person. And whoever that president would be, they must fill America's wishes with grace and duty.